Hello you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the place where we learn better so we can do better and be better. My name is Malechi Mamativa, and today I am bringing you another book review. So this time around I read a book called Stokvels by Palesa Lengolo, right? So the reason why I bought this book, somebody approached me and was like, girl, how about you join our Stokvel? I was like, really? That's an interesting opportunity because we like to grow our finances, we like to grow ourselves. But I was like, what if somebody runs away with my money? Am I getting the best? Compared to a bank, will the interest that I get be there and stuff like so? I just had so many things to consider. I was concerned about the the legality as well. So as soon as I saw this book, I knew it was there, but now this was a pressing issue. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, let me grab it, let me educate myself so that I know where I'm putting my money, and is this the best method for me to actually take part in. So yeah, that's why I got this book, and I'm super excited because so many people are part of a Stokvel. So we're going to learn so much more because this is the 21st century. I mean, it's 2020, so we can do better. There is so much better we can do with Stokvels, because this is a 49 billion rand industry. So we really have to know how this whole industry can be improved and how it can work for our own benefit. So yes, without any further ado, let me get into the outline. So Palesa outlined the book in such a way that she gives different lessons and aspects of a Stokvel. So it's not like she's giving us her story in terms of her experience with Stokvels throughout the book. It's only one chapter, but I like that she was focused on the facts. She was focused on what we should learn, on what we can do, on what other people can do. She's called in different businesses, different companies, which was absolutely amazing. So yes, that's the outline of the book. And then when we are getting into the lessons, I have 10 lessons that I took from this book, and I think it'll be great for you guys to learn from and just get a glimpse of what this book is all about, so you can get to your Stokvel and tell them, now now you know better, so you all can do better. So lesson number 1, the structure of your Stokvel. Guys, Stokvels are to be registered with NASASA. So NASASA is the National Association of Stokvels, something like that, South African Stokvels. So your Stokvel must be registered because that's where they regulate, different Stokvels. So people don't get to run away with your money, or it is a legal structure. The thing we love about legality is that you can take certain measures if things go wrong. So that was absolutely great. Another thing is your Stokvel must have a constitution. Yes. So many Stokvels don't have a constitution, especially if it's just recently started between a couple of people, maybe doesn't necessarily have an account, because you all are transferring money into each individual's personal account. So there's hardly any constitution. So Palesa, guys, she just wrote everything in detail. She gives us an actual example of what a contract could look like, a constitution of a Stokvel should look like, which was absolutely great. She now gets into the schedules of payments and how it can be outlined and kept intact. That was very cool. You keep track of your finances. I loved that. So she says another thing is that there must be rules. So in that contract, wherever that individual is signing, there are rules that are outlined as well, which I mean, you can get your money. If anybody disrespects or steals your money, you have certain rules that are set out. She gives examples of rules that you can actually put into place in your Stokvel. Setting budgets and stuff like that. She's just getting into the crux of how to run your Stokvel properly, like a proper financial organization, because that's what it is. You're contributing money to this, so it needs to have rules, it needs to have contracts in place. So I absolutely love that. Moving on to lesson number 2, There are so many opportunities that I think so many Stokvels are not taking advantage of. So she speaks about stores like your Pick and Pay. They have different arrangements for Stokvels. Your banks, there are different rates that they charge Stokvels. I mean, you can get a higher interest rate because if it's a group of people coming together, putting the money in the bank, that's like a lot of money. And we all know the more money you have, the more money you can get. So you'll get a better interest rate. She outlines that. She's spoken to the bank. She actually gives us the examples from Pick and Pay, what you can get, what you can't get, which, like, girl, this is the book, guys. If you have a Stokvel, make sure you're getting this book. She gets into investing as a Stokvel as well, which I will delve into later. But there are just so many different opportunities. She's given us examples of some Stokvels and what they are doing. That, for example, there's Stokvels that you can join as an individual. They're like national based Stokvels. It's not like based only on a certain group of people or only certain group of friends coming together. So that is just great. For example, there's the People's Fund, which can be invested in an investment company called SV Capitals. The full name is SmartVest Capital. Let me tell you something. I went ahead and checked SmartVest Capital, which is a Black-owned investment company, and they have really affordable like investments, really interesting returns. I'm not giving anybody any financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it was just great. She broke it down so nicely. We understood the different investments that were there that we can take advantage of. I like that I could take that information and directly apply and search for those things, and they are existing, and they are just alternatives for me to put my money, like, or for Stokvels to put in their money and actually grow. So I thought that was just incredible. Banks, guys, take advantage of your banks. They are just so many different things, and she breaks down the types of accounts that they can give you. There's actually like for Stokvels that engage in travel, there's a special package for that. The best thing about specialization in terms of product offering is that it has benefits that are tailor-made for that specific product. So we always want to make sure that in Stokvels we are going there as a team. We are going there to get the best, because literally this is like a business, guys. So that was absolutely great. Other opportunities that exist is that you guys can invest as a Stokvel. You can invest in buying shares. You can invest in buying unit trust. You can invest in buying ETFs. So Stokvels are no longer just about buying grocery, guys. We are no longer just consuming. We're about growth. We're about getting better. We're about accessing financial opportunities. So yes, make sure that your Stokvel is taking advantage of the different opportunities that are out there. So she has outlined them proper detailed for you to understand that going into these things as a Stokvel, what will it look like and all that. Listen, this is your book if you are into a Stokvel. Now moving on to lesson number 3. There are different advisors for different Stokvels. So you can call in different people. I know Palesa consults with Stokvels. She also stated Busi. So she also does Stokvel teaching and coaching. I think she has an organization called Stokvel Academy, where she teaches different Stokvels to strategize and really make the best out of the financial opportunities that are out there for Stokvels. So that's a great one. Do call them in and make sure your Stokvel is just flying on another level. Moving on to lesson number 4. Guys, I was talking to my mom. So I found out that she has been in the Stokvel. I know she's been in the Stokvel for like forever. So she's like, I've been in the Stokvel for 20 years. I'm like, okay, and then what did you get out of it? She's like, we just help each other bury one another, you know. One of those families, when there's a burial, we come there, we chop, we help with the chores and stuff like that and give them a bit of money. But it really got to me that, you know, given the high unemployment rate, if you guys had invested the money from such like early stages, I mean, you guys could be far. We could be having funds that we as younger people, as your children, we could be starting businesses with. So compound interest, guys. compound interest. We really have to be forward thinking. We really have to be building the future, because if they had taken advantage of the opportunity that compound interest has, and not just focus on burials but focus on growth, they could be very far. So please, let's make sure that we are taking that into account when we are setting up Stokvels, that they are growth orientated and they have other aspects as well. Well, however you want to do it, that's great, but let's take advantage of compound interest. All right, so yes, moving on to lesson number 5, guys. Stokvels need to have financial literacy. We can't just come together and drink the shampoos and brine the meats and that's it. You know, nowadays things are changing. So that's why this book is very important. You guys need to educate yourselves on what does it actually mean for you to come together. Are you exploring the opportunities that are there? Are you making the most of whatever the Stokvel opportunity offers? So make sure that you guys are financially literate. It's great to have somebody who has vast financial knowledge. Even better if the whole team has. So it'd be great for all Stokvel members to just have this book, read it, see how you can improve. It's all about going to the next level, just making things a little bit better. So please make sure that financial literacy is an important aspect in your Stokvel. Actually, it should be in the constitution, honey. Make sure it's just another alternative that you can consider for sure to maximize what you could get. Moving on to number 6, Stokvels. There are Stokvels that are out there for the general public. There are Stokvels that are for property. You can just do so many different things. I remember she gave an example of these guys that came together and they are buying property for one another. I was just like, this is really, really good, because property is really, really expensive. But if 10 of you are coming together and are popping out 2K or 5K or 10K, like, you guys could be having tons of properties in a short space of time. So I like that it's no longer just about groceries and burials, but start proper. Like, even if it's not starting, but you can get into proper Stokvels, which will yield great investments and ownership in a way that has never been provided before. Because as she was explaining it, Stokvel is almost like a financial institution. It's almost like a bank, because you're putting money in there and it can be used for something else. But let's make sure that we're using it for like proper big things, right? So moving on to lesson number 7, you all can negotiate because you have bargaining power. The more of you that are there, negotiate everything. If you're going to that trip, tell them, I am bringing 18 people, I am bringing 10 people, I need that discount, okay? Or else, like, negotiation. You guys have so much power in terms of negotiation. Banks are offering great products that she has allowed. Go to anywhere you go, make sure that if you're coming in as a Stokvel, negotiate everything. Negotiate whatever you, even with a bag, negotiate and find out what's the best product that you can actually get out there in the market, right? And then number 8, Stokvels have power. Look at AfriForum. I mean, each member is contributing 50 rand, but they are making so much money and putting forward, I mean, whatever agenda that they have in terms of building schools, building infrastructure, whatever that they think. So it's almost like a crowdfunding. It's literally like an investment structure. So much money can be pulled in, so much can be done with that money that has been pulled in. So let's start thinking of like investments in a big way. Stokvels are really big. We really have to upgrade our knowledge in terms of Stokvels, because AfriForum is doing big things. Imagine if there was like an AfriForum for like big black people where we are, making sure that, you know, black businesses are propelled, they're operating efficiently. You know, we are having schools that are like teaching entrepreneurship and different things. Like, I think that was a really great example that really blew me away. I was like, yeah, the power of numbers. Contributing just 50 rand, they make like millions of money. So yes, do take that into account. And lesson number 9, guys, we can manage this whole Stokvel thing so easily by getting apps. So she describes there's an app that you can use which helps with administration and everything. Thank you, technology. We don't have to do all the admin. My goodness. So yes, she gives us different apps that can be used. What they offer. She actually goes ahead and speaks to the owners of the apps to tell us what the apps are about, how they work, what are the advancements, what are they planning to do in the future, how can this help Stokvel. So yes, definitely do take that into account, because we need technology. We can't be carrying papers everywhere anymore. Like, can it be on my phone? Like, clink, clink, clink. Everything is so easy. So yes. And number 10. So guys, the biggest thing is that as a new generation, we shouldn't discard Stokvels. There are so many different opportunities that are out there. Stokvels should go out there to get advice. Let's form Stokvels that are going to be great. They help in terms of accountability. They help in terms of like building the common vision. What I liked is that these Stokvels that are in there as well, they're not necessarily with the people you know. They are people with a common goal and a common vision. So never feel like just because your friends ain't joining you, there aren't other people who could be interested. So let's use our social media platforms. Let's use our contacts. Let's use different methods in order to make sure that whatever idea that we are having, we can actually have people to join. And there's so much more that can be done in a group that will propel us financially, will help us get things quicker, will help us get lower interest rate, and so much more. So Stokvels, guys, are life. Literally, they have been there in the African culture for so long, and we should really be taking advantage of them. So those are the 10 things I got from this book. Really learned so much that I haven't known. So yes. Now, moving on to what I liked that she spoke to the actual owners, guys. She spoke to the people that were delivering she didn't just do research. She got it from the horse's mouth, from SV Capitals to status of the app to different banks. Like, you will get it straight. She did her research, and I respect that. I love it. There's so much information that you could literally research, and it will impact your financial life positively. I liked that I could just read, oh, hi, it's SV Capitals, search SV Capitals. Then you get so much information, what it is about, what it does. You get so many people that you can search and actually access the information right away. So I love that. It was easy. It was simple. Listen, I was like, this is it. This is the book for Stokvels. What didn't I like? I liked everything. I liked everything. It was a perfect book for me to read. And yeah, I think people who should read this, if you're in a Stokvel, do not even think twice. Go buy this book. I think it's like 200 Rand. Yeah, go buy this book. CNA, bargain books, exclusive books, online take a lot is there. Make sure all your Stokvel members are reading and understanding this book, because the lessons that are contained in here, they are outstanding and will just change the structure of your Stokvel. So yes, that's it from this book. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the like button as well, and until next time, do enjoy yourself, do keep reading, and please leave a comment on what you think about the book, what you've learned from the review, what you've learned from the book if you bought it already, and do enjoy it. Thank you so much, guys. Mwah.